episode number 52 with Steve and Mike. Welcome to the Heads Up Poker Podcast. This is Steve Barton.
And this is Mike Snyderman.
And this is an extra special episode. This is episode number 52. 1 year and counting.
Pretty amazing.
I know. I'm excited. It's pretty cool.
Not exactly as great as DiMaggio's hitting streak, but it's something.
It's something, yeah. It is. I was listening to the episodes while we're gone, and you had your thing with get your job back as a mailman, and I was moving. I'm now in my new poker office, and something kind of occurred to me, and it was that looking over some of the past, or listening over some of the past episodes, we've had some really good ones, and we've had some that were probably not so good. And it kind of made me wonder, sometimes I'm going away on vacation or you got stuff going on, so we try to cram 2 or 3 episodes in a week, and then we front load them, and there's not that real flow to it. You know what I mean? And I'm almost wondering if trying to get one in every single week is kind of a mistake. I mean, if what we're recording is crap, maybe it's better to just skip the week and come out with it a week and a half or 2 weeks later instead of putting out a I guess what I'm saying is maybe we should focus more on quantity or quality instead of quantity at times.
Well, if you and I are worried about putting crap into the world, we probably should move into a Buddhist monastery and never speak again, actually. We really don't have too many options there. Less crap is still crap. More crap is still crap. No, I think people who listen kind of appreciate though that every week, like clockwork, Yeah,
there's something.
You get that download directly into the
iTunes or Stitcher or wherever they.
As you know, Steve, I'm just listening to the sound of my own voice, so I can't distinguish between good and bad here. But so what else do you have? So we have the big question is how many more weeks in a row can we go with Joe LaPinta? Are we going to have Joe LaPinta reading the King James Bible? Joe LaPinta singing My Fair Lady?
That might be more entertaining than the last few episodes.
Joe LaPinta gets his knuckles shaved as he gets a pedicure? I'm just wondering here. No, Joe was great, but that was...
Yeah, it was. I think it was the format and just dragging it out, and that was my effort to just try to fill something every week. And I don't know that.
This is your part. This is your part of the team, Steve. You deal with stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I do for this podcast, but anyways, 52 weeks in a row is something to be proud of. Nice work, Stevie.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. We over the last year we've gotten. A couple of sponsors. We got Elliott Rowe. Over the last month or so, I got an affiliate link with the TPE. We've had a lot of fun guests. Mark's come on several times. Derek. We had Jennifer Harmon on. We had Dusty Schmidt. Clayton Fletcher was a blast. That was a fun one. I like the Eric Crane one. He was really fun. Had Jonathan
Steve, you're stalling. I want to ask about threesomes, and here you're talking about fucking Eric Crane, for God's sakes.
He's not the one you want to come to mind when you're thinking of threesomes.
No. I'm jet lagged. I just got back from Thailand, Steve.
Oh, congratulations. You took the first step.
No, I was just listening to that episode. It was funny how, it was late and we were disjointed. And of course,
I was on my halfway through a glass of scotch.
I'm not particularly articulate anyways, but it was just kind of funny, that segue. I'm like, Steve, what do I want to do if I, want to kiss a woman right away?
Yeah.
He's like, first thing you need to do is go to Thailand.
Go to Thailand, yes.
There's not even like, he's not even like, well, where you can learn about female psychology. It was just like, I'm like, okay, immediately I'm jumping on the computer to buy my tickets there. Okay. He knows what he's talking about, I'm sure.
Basically, okay, if you don't want to buy a ticket to Thailand and fly across the world to learn eye contact, you can practice it here. But I guess the point is that over there, you'll get down and dirty, real schooling in it, because all the girls flirt. They're all super good looking, and you get over that intimidation factor very fast. But you can do it here in the U.S. too. It's just,
Right.
Have you got to practice that at all?
I fucking strangers?
Yes.
No, Steve, I
No?
have not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Actually, the first time I thought about it today was getting off the plane. I just went to Utah for a few days, and just another really hot, woman, and like your whole there's nothing to lose thing. Why not?
Yeah.
She had no ring. She looked bored, and why not go over to her?
Yeah.
And but I didn't, of course.
Oh. Right.
But yeah, I don't know if I did. Oh, I think it was just a couple days after we recorded that episode. I went to get my hair cut, and I thought I had good rapport with this woman who's cut my hair, with this younger Mexican chick, pretty hot. Got a young daughter, just a little younger than my son. And this was kind of, I forget. It was awkward. Whatever. But the point of it is, I basically asked for a phone number and failed. But I left like, okay. Steve would say it's a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably did something wrong. If Steve was there, recording this, I would learn something.
You could watch the video
deeper about it. But whatever. I'm old. I don't give a shit.
You know what? It's one of the guys that I learned from. He said it best when he said, look at every single interaction as a lesson. That's all it is. It's just a lesson. And when you can look at it like that, it kind of, I don't want to say it dehumanizes, the girl, or it just, you're able to kind of take a step back and appreciate it for what it is. You're just learning a lesson to, so when you're put in that same situation the next time, you're going to try something different. And that different thing may not work either, but you're going to try 4 or 5 different things in that same scenario, and eventually something is going to work. And when it does, try that again.
Let's either move on to the Barton orgies or just kill this subject once and for all. I want to hear. And Steve, I already got some business ideas. By the way, you have a very businessman mind, and I'm already coming up with some products. Like some, I had an orgy with Steve Barton, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Just the clothing line possibility. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm imagining people wearing that at the WSOP next year.
Yeah, your mother, your poor mother's tired in the morning, and all of a sudden she shows up at this thing, and
yeah,
all excited to see her son in final table there. But yeah, Steve, it is. I was listening to Assassinado's podcast, one of his recently, and of course I'm always talking about how much I love him. But he's describing some day where, I got up at 7:00, then I read this novel, then I had to go teach a couple students, then I practiced my battle rap, then I grinded for 5 hours, and then he just makes you feel lazy, man. He just every day, and you're kind of the same way, and you just won't accept anything less than mastery for whatever you're doing. So now I'm no longer questioning your decision to become a poker pro, because you're just going to fucking get it done, whatever you have to do.
I look at it like, if you just decide that you want something and you keep going for it, eventually you're going to get there. It's just a matter of, it's like Donald Trump said, the people that quit, they don't make it.
Right.
Gracias. She brought me in some food right now, but I think
that's funny. Whenever you start talking about your expert as a pickup artist, she starts hovering in the background here. She hears poker. She hears poker hands being discussed, and she doesn't pull her away from the book or whatever for the television show.
Yes. As soon as she hears that, then all of a sudden,
yeah, Steve is. I knew she wanted it, so I grabbed her by the hair and dragged her across the bar floor, and she said, "Thank you, Chief." I do want to read a romance novel, just a curiosity. I'm going to have to. I'm trying to think of any of the little advice you gave me, but
you know what? You really should. They're super quick reads. I mean, the popular one is 50 Shades of Grey. That'll give you a good idea. But just the little scenarios that you'll find in those romance novels will give you ideas, and they'll help a lot.
Well, I got some other shit going on here, Steve. Since we last spoke, of course, I actually won my job and got my job at the post office back.
Yes, congratulations. But
it was a Pyrrhic victory of sorts, but I'm not going to criticize my son's mother. I'm over that. But she said she was coming back with me. That was the thing. And anyways, I wanted a notarized letter that said A, B, and C, and she wouldn't. Things that I thought we agreed on, she didn't agree on. Most importantly, that she was not going to move right away. And, I wasn't 100% wanting to go back anyways. And so it looks like I got a new place in California, and we'll see. I guess right now, for the moment, I'm a poker pro for the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm not lazy. I got my sleeves rolled up, and I'm ready to Uber it if I don't have some money coming my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, 31 days since the people at Carbon Poker said I would get a check in the next 3 to 5 weeks, a wire transfer. So
did that Bitcoin thing ever work out?
No, they canceled the Bitcoin right after they brought it up as a new withdrawal method.
Yeah.
And anyways, I'm waiting for this. Whatever, life goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, my last month, get the post office job back, reject it, lose my wallet, which I was tweeting about. So people, that was fucking horrible.
Oh, that's so, yeah.
I ordered LifeLock, and hopefully there's nothing that comes with this other than losing whatever it was, $1,700. I don't even know how much was in there. But
$1,700 in cash?
Yeah, that's much was in there. And I forgot how much. Yeah, that would drive you fucking bananas there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd probably shoot myself in the face and then try to get over it.
Yeah, that was awful. Just whatever. It's just I'm always doing stupid things. I'm like one of those people that like walks in the center of traffic and just whatever. It's annoying.
Frogger on the Main Street.
Yeah, it's just annoying having no common sense and being stupid. I mean, it's more than annoying. It's just whatever. So I'm trying to think if there's any other interesting stuff that last month. If we want to give a little.
Let's see. I went to Hawaii. That was fun.
Okay.
I almost got eaten by a shark.
Oh wow!
That was pretty sobering. I went there's 2 times to go in Hawaii. You can go in the winter or the summer, and the summer is good for snorkeling and like that, and the winter, which is now, is good for surfing. And I'm not much of a surfer, but I used to boogie board when I was in high school, and I thought, I'm looking at the waves, and there's these perfect tubes, and I'm like, I can't not go boogie boarding now. And so I borrow a boogie board and fins, and the first time I went out, I mean, you have to go way out. I mean, a quarter mile might be an exaggeration, but it is far. And you got to paddle way out there. But these waves are just these rolling tubes that, I mean, I caught one, and it was just like it was like shooting through a paper towel tube or something. I mean, it was just awesome. It was like you see on TV. I've never caught a wave like it. It was unbelievable. I went out a few times. The last day that I went out, I took the exact wrong way to get out. You want to take what are called these rip currents, these rip tides. They're like little freeways or rivers kind of pushing you out, so you don't have to paddle much. You just kind of get out the waves. Well, I missed that. I misread the ocean, and I basically just pounded my way through these waves, trying to duck dive and get under them, and nothing was working. It took me about half an hour to get close to where the waves were. I was about 50 yards, maybe 100 yards from where the group of surfers were. And by this point, I'm just exhausted, and I'm basically holding on to the boogie board like a freaking life buoy. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a fin, and I'm thinking to myself, like, no way. Hopefully this is just a seal, because sometimes there's seals out there, and
right.
And I turned my gaze right to where I saw the fin, and I'm staring there for about 5, 6, 10 seconds. And then I see the side fin and the body of a shark kind of do a rolling, like, left turn in the water, like kind of come up and then do a left turn and then go back down. And he wasn't big. He was probably about 6 feet long, I'm guessing.
6 feet long? That's not a big shark?
Well, I mean, like, great whites are like 15 feet or something, and those like really feed on seals. I mean, this was probably 6 feet long, and the body was maybe a foot in diameter. I don't know if that's going after a seal. I don't think so. I think it's more like going after fish and stuff. But I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm by myself. All the other surfers, there's about 10 or 15 of them 50 or 100 yards from me. I'm on a boogie board. I have fins. I look just like a seal, and where there's small sharks, there's probably big ones. And yeah, so now I look back at the shore, which is probably a quarter mile away, and I'm like, oh my God. So I start paddling in, and luckily nothing happened. But that was the last time I went out. I talked to the guy that I was staying with, who's a pro surfer, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's when they come out because it was raining, and there's all this mud that washes out from the mountains into the water, and they that's when they really like come inshore because they have wild pigs and chickens and stuff there. They get caught up in the rivers and they get washed out to the ocean, and sharks just have they have a feast." And yeah, so I was done after that. It was fun though while I was out there, but after I saw a shark, I'm just like, I'm tired. My feet hurt. I just saw a shark. I'm done. That's enough. So, but Hawaii was fun. We got to see a lot of stuff. Got to go to Pearl Harbor and just chill and relax, and it was good. It was good. I'm glad we went.
I'm sure you probably, even if the shark like grabbed hold of your leg, you probably could have reasoned with him. Hey, have you heard of the Heads Up Poker podcast? I'll give you a free affiliate deal with
yeah. You can get a free MP3 right now. Yeah, it was fun. Went to a luau. It was cool. I'd recommend it. I'd definitely recommend it.
Cool beans, man. So have you been grinding at all since you've been you've got your brand new poker room there, which is all ready to give you your maximum performance? Sounds like you haven't been grinding much.
I played once since I've been in. I've basically for the last month been unpacking and I think we're completely unpacked. I think I did the last box today, and I just got to set up my garage. But yeah, we're pretty much done. Yeah, my poker room, as I'm looking at it now, I got my pictures up. I got my Marilyn Monroe with her deck of cards behind me. I've got my poker pictures up on the wall. I've got my desk. Mr. Kicks, my new cat, is chilling right next to me now. What's up, buddy? And I dig it. I really do. I played on Sunday. I noticed not playing for a month, my endurance has gone down. Like I'm out of shape. Like I played for probably 6 hours, and that was, whereas normally a normal Sunday would be 10, 12, 14. This was after like 5 hours, I was starting to feel it, and I stopped registering. And after 6 or a little bit more, I was done. So I'm gonna have to build that stamina back up. But it was good. I got a few interesting hands from there.
Should we jump right into a hand here?
Sure, let's do it.
We'll have to tease, but next week I've got to hear. I got to hear some more. How do you get a sweet girl you meet into a threesome? So I need this information, Steve. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, we can do that. We'll tease that for the.
If not, I'm going to hit the road, and your mom will have to help co-host the show with you just to keep it on track with poker and just no more that, no more orgy talk.
No more how to get laid.
Steve, did you at least use protection?
Oh yes, that's a must.
Okay, yeah, let's quickly, I was just going to share my I'm going to take, I think it's funny, just when we started last year, I don't know if it was the same time where the WSOP circuit was at the bike.
Yeah.
And I said specifically, I'm going to go for the casino championship. And I final tabled the first two events I played, yeah. And then of course went 0 for 10. So anyways, they're back again starting tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have some good live hands to discuss, because I'm planning on hopefully putting in a large volume there. And you never know. Why not set the bar high here? I want to win that casino championship and then the seat to the national championship. So
how many events are you going to play?
Well, I mean, if I break the first 3 or 4, I might say fuck it and just return for the main event.
Okay.
But the plan, anyways, is to play them all, and we're just about most of them. I mean, hopefully I'll be making some day 2s, but I think they have like 15 events, so hopefully play 11 or 12 of them. But we'll see.
Okay. I know.
It's a bit of a drive up there. We'll have to many other factors. But talking poker hands here. Okay.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've done this here.
Well, me too. Well, before we jump into the hands, if you're serious about getting better at poker, you really need to join a training site if you're not part of one already. And if tournaments are your game, then Tournament Poker Edge is the best one that's out there. They have thousands of videos by many of the people that you've heard on this podcast. Mike and I are both members. We have been for years, and you can be too. If you want to have the same success that Mike and I have had at tournaments, go to HeadsUpPoker.Poker and click on the TPE link at the bottom of the page. You can sign up today or click on the link in the show notes. A portion of your monthly membership will go to the podcast. Maybe Mike and I can get some decent microphones, and you'll get good training out of it as well. So head over to Tournament Poker Edge, use our affiliate link in the show notes, and start learning. Okay. Now,
well said, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
What are your favorite top five? Let's put you on the spot here. Your top 5 Tournament Poker Edge videos. You think if you had to, or series?
Okay.
Was any of them you watched more than once?
Yes. Top 5. Okay. I bet as far as specific videos, I don't know, but I could tell you like some of the, maybe like the top 3 series. I would say Andrew Brokus, his value betting series was gold. I think I watched that 2 or 3 times.
Value targeting, yeah.
Value targeting, yeah. Daryl Jace, Exploiting Tendencies. That was also really good. Mm-hmm. And then, all the Mark videos. You know, the Big Dog 100 Rebuy, and I don't know why. I think it's only 2 videos, and he's just going through how he won the 100 Rebuy, but it was good. I think it was more entertaining than it was really, I can't tell you exactly what I learned from that, but it was really good. I've watched that several times.
You stole my list, Steve.
Did I? Okay. They must just be the best ones on the site.
I wonder if you list, though, because I talked about how I did the coaching with Chris Moon, and he was
yes.
And he said at the very beginning he said, well, he said this is the videos you should start with.
Yes.
He said
I went back and watched those, and maybe that's where I got the list from without realizing it. But
those are the exact one. He said, I think it was the Brokus hand reading, but it might have been the targeting, value targeting. And it was definitely the Jace Exploiting Tendencies, and it was definitely the Big Dog 100 Rebuy. So yeah, those are all pretty good. I don't know if there's one that's I like any hand history review with more than one person commenting on it.
You know, Mark did one with a bunch of different guests. One of them was Ben Reasons.
Right. He did that with Ben Reason, and I forget who else was in that. Yeah,
those were good.
Yeah, I like the hand histories where it's I think Daryl Jace and Chris Moon do one wherever there's 2 people bouncing, sort of bouncing back and analyzing it and giving. Well, the 100 Rebuy I think might be Mark and the Big Dog, so that's they're having fun and they're bouncing ideas off each other. So but good stuff all around. So it has my, of course, I've always given love to Tournament Poker Edge here. So Steve, go ahead. Let's jump into some hands here.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, this one. All right. Well, I'll just jump right into it. Okay, I got Ace King offsuit in the big blind. Blinds are 40-80. I've got 9,366. So I got 118 bigs. This was the let's see if I can read. This was event number 16 on the America's Card Room. Winning Poker Network is a $55 buy-in. We're I don't know how many hands we are into the tournament here. But in the big blind, one guy raises in the, let's see, UTG +2. So early middle position. He raises to 3x. He raises to 240. And it folds around to me in the big blind. I have 118 big blinds. He has 172. Now, in this tournament, for whatever reason, my HUD didn't work. My heads-up display. So I didn't know. I didn't have any numbers on any guys. But for whatever reason, it recorded it, and I'm able to pull up the hand history. So I had no read on anybody. There was some players that I knew I recognized, but I had no idea how they played. It really made me appreciate a HUD because on the other 3 tables I had a HUD, and there was even times where I was involved in a hand on this table, and I would have to look at the other tables. I'd be like, okay, this is this guy's numbers. I've got 500 hands on him, and he's a 25-12 or whatever, and I was able to use that. But yeah, it was really handcuffing it. I don't know how the big dog played without a HUD for so long, because I was just, yeah, I
Right.
felt
Well,
really handcuffed.
I've been playing without a HUD too, mostly. So
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, dude. I really don't.
I'm sorry. What was the buy-in for this tournament? How much?
55.
Okay, so you should be decent regs, competent players in this tournament.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, you had Ace King off in the big blind.
Ace King off in the big blind. I've got 118 bigs. The opener from UTG +2 had 172 bigs. Okay, so he raises to 240, which is 3x. I'm in the big blind with Ace King off. Are you 3-betting here? Are you ever calling? Like, what are you doing with this?
It would probably depend a lot on the game flow. You know if I've been banging heads with this guy, have I 3-bet yet? Early stages, probably just flatting here.
Okay, that was my reasoning too.
Yeah.
Without the HUD, I that's what I did. I flatted. Without the HUD, I felt like, and early stages, we both, have. Well, he's got a little bit more than a starting stack. I've got about a starting stack, and yeah, I just flat.
Yeah, although this can be like, just to bring it back to like a general. I mean, early stages, I'm often just like never 4-betting, 3-betting less, and you can see like a quarter, a third of your chips disappear pretty quickly if you don't hit flops.
Yeah,
because people will raise you, and I mean, it gets kind of frustrating that way. Where I'm thinking, maybe I need to treat the early stages like I do the later stages, and start just pushing edges, and if I have to play bigger pots with marginal hands, then that's fine. I just have to do it. So I mean, you're ahead of his opening range, you got to assume. So 3-betting is not a bad move here, but I would, I'm leaning in a vacuum. I would say probably just flatting, sort of, even regardless of the villain.
yeah. I think in this spot, I typically I would say early stages, these stacks in this spot, I would probably flat 75% of the time and 3-bet 25, or maybe even 80-20, something in that range.
But you got to have a folding range too, though, right? Or no?
Not with Ace King.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about your whole. Yeah, I guess
no.
I was jumping ahead. I was just going to ask, what are you doing with what hands are you 3-betting here with, or is there pretty much none, or not? Are you going to 3-bet Ace 3 suited?
I don't think so. No.
No, just take a flop.
I would probably 3-bet.
Queens.
Yeah, queens plus. Maybe flat aces. Probably flat aces. Half 3-bet, half. Right. Same with kings, queens.
Right.
Probably 3-bet a little more often. Jacks.
So if there's some HUDs, not having the HUD here. If the guy is fold to 3-bet is very low, then there's no point not to just 3-bet your big hands.
Yeah, at the time I didn't have the HUD, but looking at his numbers right now, I got 146 hands on him. His 3-bet is 1.9, and his fold to 3-bet is 80%.
Only 3-bets 1.9%. Well, I guess 160 hands. That's not
146, but yeah, 150 hands. Not a huge sample, but
he folds to 3-bet 80%. Okay, what's his fold to C-bet?
Let's see. Fold to C-bet is. That's his C-bet is 45. C-bet on the turn is fold to C-bet 67.
Wow. Okay, this seems like a weaker player, but yeah.
Yeah, but at the time, I only saw his screen name, right. And I thought I played with him before, but I couldn't be sure.
Not a lot of hands on him, but it looks like this is someone you want to play pots with. But okay, so you decide to flat.
Okay, yeah, so I flat. Ace of clubs, king of spades. The flop comes down 4, 6, 7, rainbow. There's one spade and one club for what that's worth. I guess I got a couple of blockers to any backdoor flush, but basically I have 2 overs, ace high, on 4, 6, 7. What are you thinking here?
Probably check folding.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
what kind of range are you putting him on?
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to go with. I mean, I guess he still has. What'd you say his VPIP was?
Well, I didn't have that at the time,
Right.
but it is 2220.
Well, I mean, just the way the hand plays out, I'm not even like going to break it down mathematically. Well, how many pairs does he have?
Okay.
I mean, I guess if he's raising any ace, a lot of suited connectors and everything, then a check raise here is profitable because he's got a lot of junk which he has to let go of, and you could have the lower cards. But usually when I play ace king passively, I don't like sticking around in the hand. That's just my own little rule. I mean, I don't know if somebody raises an early position, and I've got ace king, whatever the button you're hoping to trap or the blinds, and I miss, I'm going to give up quite a bit of the time, and not necessarily fight for the pot.
Okay. My logic here was on 4-6-7. I figured that hit my range in the big blind a lot more than it hit his. You know, he's probably not raising with the 6-7, 7-8, 8-9, stuff like that from his position as much as I'm calling in the big blind when I only got to call 2 more blinds.
Sure.
With 118 behind. So I my logic was this hits my range more than it hits his. So I equated that to a bet. I don't know how right that is, but I put him on probably 5s plus, suited aces, a lot of Broadway cards, stuff like that. I was thinking, I want to, if he's going to stick around with King Jack, then I want to get some money out of him. But I don't know how sound that logic is, but.
Right. Well, I mean, that's just like the ace king is ahead certainly a lot of the time here. I mean, I'm agreeing with you there.
Okay.
But like if you got no information on the guy, you don't know if he's going to double barrel twice or barrel twice. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just save my chips here, but or maybe just check call one street and see what they do.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you're right on that. Okay, well I like to bet into a pot of 520. I bet 288. Yeah, I'm starting to not like that now that I'm thinking about it. He just calls.
Okay.
So he calls the 288. We have a pot of 1096 going to the turn. The turn pairs the board. It's the 7 of diamonds. So now the board is 4-6-7-7, and you have the 6-7 of diamonds. I have the ace of clubs, king of spades.
Not a great card, I don't think. Well, I don't know. It depends. If for some reason if he's got an overpair, I mean, he's certainly with the paired board. He's certainly much less likely to call.
Okay.
But I mean, less likely to fold, I think.
Yeah.
But again, you could still have the best hand. He could have ace queen too.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't even know if that's considered a good card or a bad card to barrel again on. Usually when I donk lead without a pair,
yeah,
on the flop, I'm always betting again on the turn. I mean, that's
okay.
I mean, I'm very barrely though.
That's interesting. Okay. I remember I'm trying to think of where I heard this from. It might have been from Alex Fitzgerald. He was saying you should donk lead with hands that are not good enough to check call. And maybe that doesn't apply here because I think Ace King is good enough to check call on 4-6-7 on the flop. So maybe that wouldn't apply here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't really know how to, since like I said, we're basically readless on this villain at the time.
Yeah.
So him calling the flop, I don't know if that means in over pairs. Some players would immediately raise, put you on a one pair hand, try to get you more chips in there. So yeah, I don't know how much we can redo. I'm assuming most like crummy Broadway combos he gets rid of. 10, 10 queen and so. I mean, personally, I'm calling a lot I'm calling with my ace 9 off. Not because I think it's the best hand, but it's just like I'm gonna make you put another bet in, take the pot.
Okay. Yeah,
So
float it.
and if you check the turn, so yeah, I mean, if you got a big hand, always against me, always donk lead because I ain't folding 4 out of 5 times.
Okay.
Depends on the stack size. I'm either raising you or I'm flattening you and taking a shot in a later street.
Note to self. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I check here and then villain checks behind. And at this point, I'm thinking my hand looks like. Well, what do you think my hand looks like if I check the turn?
Was it a rainbow flop or was there a
rainbow flop? It was 4, 6, 7.
I mean, you could have a small pair. You could have connected I mean, I guess if you had trips, maybe you'd check too, trying to make it look like you were shutting it down. I would think if I had that, I would think that you wouldn't. All I know is I would think that you did not like your hand a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So that from his perspective.
Okay. I thought it looked like I had a 4 or a 6 or maybe a 5. Or
total,
maybe even a 7 like you mentioned. Yeah, or complete air.
Or fucking king deuce with the backdoor flush, which is no longer, so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I check, he checks, and the river is a 9 of hearts. So the final board is 4, 6, 7, 7, 9.
I guess probably check calling. He might be worried that you have a baby pair and that he might try to push you off a baby pair with a bet, and he might just have ace jack or ace queen.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got ace king too. You guys got the same hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what hand he would call the flop that he's going to fold on the river that's better than that, better than ace king. I can't really think of anything.
Okay.
Personally, I can't see, but he might have ace queen and be calling you here, thinking you just had whatever 8-10 or something, some draw that missed. Ace 5 or gutter ball with the. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably check call.
Okay.
You're good a lot of the time, and I mean the betting thing. You could push him off the chop with the ace king is about the only thing I can think of. I just don't see how you're getting to fold worse or call with better, which is call with worse or fold better. Which is usually the goal, right?
Yeah.
But if I check, I think I got to call a lot of times because, yeah, I don't know. It would be villain dependent, I suppose.
Okay.
A lot of people are not going to go for thin value there. On a paired board, they're not even going to value bet pocket tens or something, which they should be doing. So what happened on the river?
Well, I check, and he clicks the half pot button. So the pot is 1096. He clicks half pot for 548. And my thought here was that he's got 12K behind. I got 8,900. And my thought here was that I think he could be betting a lot worse. I think he could be betting Queen Jack, Queen 10, King Queen, Ace Queen, maybe my hand. Because to me, at least from his perspective, I think it looks like I have a 6 or a 4 or pocket 5s or nothing. Right. And maybe a bet like that will get me to fold my pocket 5s that quote unquote missed.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't know if this is a leak or what, but I ended up calling, and he had pocket 8s, which surprised me because I thought he would have raised me on the flop with an overpair like that, especially with a middling overpair.
Right.
On the flop of 4-6-7, and he's got pocket eights. I think I would raise there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, certainly if you're 25, 30 big blinds, late stages, I'm going to raise call. Early stages with a super deep. I mean,
You're just calling there with eights.
You could have a step. You could have a. Yeah, it depends. I mean, a lot of. If I saw you had like a. I mean, I don't go as deep into the HUD as you now do, but like if your double barrel was super high, then you're going to put in a bet with a lot of crap again. I mean, I think he played it fine, calling to see what you did on the turn. I was going to say, if he had a big pair, why wouldn't he bet the turn? Like I was expecting him, if he had a pair, to bet after you check the turn. So, but I guess he played it well because, yeah, you were thinking like I did that he had a lot of crap there on the river betting.
Yeah.
But again, on the other hand, if he also had crap, if he was floating with King 10, then when you check to him on the turn, that's where he probably should be making his move.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have any. Yeah, my overall thing is though when I play, when I don't 3-bet Ace King, when I just flat a razor, I'm usually kind of flop dependent a lot of the times. Like I would want to flop at least a gutter ball or a backdoor flush or something there,
Yeah.
So that would be my first instinct. Although you save money, probably. I mean, if you 3-bet, you're going to see bet, and
I think I would have saved money by check folding a flop.
Right. Well, that's what I would probably have done. Yeah. But yeah. I think at the river, yeah, I don't know if the river what you're supposed to do there. I think he's got to, like I said, the problem is that you didn't really know enough about the opponent.
Yeah.
If it was one of the regs that you knew was capable of making moves, then yeah, Ace King is definitely good. Definitely good 33% of the time.
Yeah. Okay.
What else you got for us, Stevie boy?
Okay, I got a quick one here. Let's see. Okay, this is pretty quick. This is later on in the tournament. Let's see. Okay, a guy with 21 bigs opens from, let's see, cutoff, hijack, low jack. Opens from the low jack with 21 bigs. He min raises. The blind levels are 175, 350. Total pot is 805. He min raises to 700. With 21 bigs, he's got 6,700 behind. And so he's 3 off the button. And it folds to me in the small blind. I've got pocket threes with 15 bigs. I've got 4,900. What are you doing with that? Are you ripping it? We're never calling, right? We're never calling. We're either folding or shoving.
Right.
Okay. Are you ripping that, or are you just dropping it, or what are you doing?
What's his VPIP?
That's it. I didn't have any numbers on him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, without numbers, tell me what you do, and then with numbers, tell me what you do, because I got a decent sample on him.
I don't know. It's borderline. It's probably a plus EV shove. I mean, how many shove stacks were behind him?
There was, let's see. Okay, behind him there was 18 bigs, 36, 125. I had 15, and the big blind had 31. So I guess essentially 2.
Right.
Me and what would that be, the cutoff?
I think shoving's fine. I also think folding's fine too, though. So again, I don't know if I have any. Again, this is one of those we have probably. I mean, I'm just trying to think if we had the HUD stats, what would be.
Okay.
I mean, I again, I don't go into the math of poker really too deeply here. Like I arbitrarily would say if his VPIP is 22 or higher, I would rip. And definitely if it was like 17 or lower, I would fold. And then
so is VPIP or is PFR his pre-flop raise or is entering pots?
The VPIP is what I usually look. I mean, I don't. What are his stats?
Okay, his stats are 156 hands. 21 bigs. His VPIP is 21. His PFR is 17. 3-bet is 4.3. Fold to 3-bet is 71%.
So yeah, I guess he would be.
That's an insta rip, right? Folds to 3-bet 71. 21-17.
Right, but yeah, but I don't. Like I said, you don't know what his range at this point. His range might be tightening a little bit, and he knows you're going to be shoving wide. But which isn't horrible either. If he calls with the king jack suited, I mean you are ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish he was on the button or the cutoff. It'd be easier. I'd say definitely rip.
Yeah.
The fact that he's acting a little earlier definitely increases the chances that he's opening fewer hands and
I thought
increases
without stats. If this was the button, I'm insta shoving. If this is the cutoff, I think I'm still ripping. And if it's the hijack, I think it's decision. And then in his position with no stats, I thought it was a fold.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know. This is I don't think I can fault whatever your decision is, unless, I mean, I guess if this was somehow of a super passive table. No, I'm leaning towards ripping. I mean, you got a pair.
Yeah. Okay.
You got 15 big blinds. You still got some fold equity.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, how many times have you ripped in the last 2 orbits? Do you know? Have you been ripping quite a bit?
I ripped once. It was just an open rip though. It wasn't a re-raise shove.
Yeah. Yeah, again, this is one of those things you could run through the equity, try to decide his exact range. If he's raising every ace, and if he's raising a lot of Broadway stuff, then it's a pretty easy rip because he has a lot of shit he has to get rid of.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got another quick one that's kind of similar.
What'd you do there? Did you say?
Oh, I folded.
Okay.
I folded. Afterwards, when I was reviewing it, I was like, I think that might have been a rip, but I'll ask Mikey, see what he thinks. But this one is kind of similar in that we have a pair. We're in a different position. It's a bigger pair. Okay, so I end up taking a flip and winning, and now I've got 30 bigs. Okay. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are 7-handed. I am UTG +2, so that would be effectively the cutoff hijack. I'm in the low jack. I got 30 bigs with pocket 7s. Blinds are still 175, 350. And I raise it up to 777.
Okay.
I raise it up to 777. The hijack calls. One to my left calls. He's got 29 bigs. I got 30. He calls the 777. And then the villain from the last hand rips. He has 21 bigs, and he rips for 7,700. And it folds back to me. So he's got 22 bigs. I raised from the low jack. We got one caller in the hijack, and then the small blind rips for 22 bigs.
Okay. That's funny. Both these hands are like on the kind of the edge. Like the previous one, I was going to say, I definitely shove pocket 5s, pocket 3s. So here I'm like, I definitely just reshove pocket 9s, probably pocket 8s.
Yeah, that's why I pulled these up because so we're splitting hairs here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's only raising there for only shoving for value. I mean, does he have any crap in his range there shoving? Ace rag suited. I mean, I don't know if that's crap or.
I would.
And he's suited. I mean, he's got fold equity. Would he ever shoving?
See, he's shoving into a 30 big blind stack and a 29 big blind stack.
So he's definitely got fold equity, obviously, because he can take. I mean, I personally would be shoving sometimes there with 10-8 suited. I'm just curious.
Okay.
I'm curious how wide he's going to. But if he's shoving just for value, thinking he has the best hand, then pocket sevens probably should lean towards a fold because he's only shoving with pocket pairs and then ace jack suited plus. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's plus EV or not. You'd have to run it and try to decide which hands he's shoving with.
What's your instinct tell you? Does your instinct tell you to fold or call?
I would rather fold.
Okay. Now, let's say we don't have the caller behind us. Because that was, I did the same thing. I folded. And my tipping point was the guy behind me. And maybe now that I'm looking at this, maybe that's not right. Maybe I should lean more towards calling there because he's in there.
If anything, I was going to, just because there's a few more. There's a little. You're getting a better price now to go all in because there's some more dead chips in there.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'd say this would increase the chances I would rip. And then if he's just slow played aces or kings, well, good for him.
Okay.
Marginal spot at the best. You don't have that many of your chips in there. You just doubled up. You got a workable stack where you can still 3-bet fold and do some things. I don't know, Steve. Yeah, I would. I'd be going by the player specific flow of the game, et cetera, but I think a fold is fine.
Okay, that's what I did. I folded the hijack folder, and I never found out what he had.
Okay.
But, okay. You got time for one more? I got.
Sure.
Okay. All right. This one, we're backing up a bit. I wanted to get those quick ones out of the way because they were similar. But this one, we're backing up a bit. I've got a stack of 80 big blinds. My stack is 8,000 blinds, or 5,100 with 10 chip antes.
Okay.
We're 9-handed. I'm on the button.
Okay.
It folds around to me. And we have ace of diamonds, 7 of clubs. So we're always raising any ace on the button here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm raising 50% of buttons, so this is well within my range here. I raise to 222. So the blinds are 5,100. I raise to 222, and the big blind calls. The big blind has 74 bigs. I've got 80, so I've got them covered. And we go to the flop, and the flop is Jack 4-8 with 2 spades. It's 4 of hearts, 8 of spades, Jack of spades. We don't have a spade.
Okay.
The big blind checks. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, probably take a stab at it and bet.
Okay. That's what I thought. But that's not what I did. I checked. I don't know why.
Okay.
I thought this was a perfect board to bet, and when I was reviewing this, and in game, I don't know why I didn't bet. Maybe after a month off, I shouldn't have been playing 4 tables. Maybe I should have been playing 2. I don't know what it is, but I thought this was an auto bet. Don't you think? One face guard, 2 low ones. The blind checks to you.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. You got to have some check give ups, and you got to have some. There are times I will not see bet with my crap, but also if I'm in position, I'll stick around and float the turn.
Okay.
So I'm just like, as this plays on future streets, I might check here, but call any bet he makes on the turn, with the intention of maybe bluffing the river and stealing it.
Okay.
But like if the board pairs on the turn, then you think you're increasing the chance you think your ace high is good anyways, if he decides to make a move for it. But yeah, my C bet's too high personally. I think it's more like 78, 79%. Where I don't know, don't pros say optimal is like 67%?
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the boards where I'm trying not to C bet so much because you could get, if somebody sees you're C betting too much, they could check raise with anything here.
That's my problem too. I see bet too much.
Yeah, and they could be pushing you off what's the best hand. So yeah, I would probably still see bet. Try to just take it down.
Okay. All right. That's what jumped out at me at this one. Okay. He checks, I check behind. Turn is jack. So the board now is 4 hearts, 8 of spades, jack of spades, and the turn is the jack of diamonds.
I don't want to get all Jonathan Little on you, but he does have a point when you read if you just said jack 8 foot, like say him in order, we can kind of picture the straights. It's easier, you know what I mean? But yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Is it better the way I'm doing it? Because I'm specifically doing that now. The board is not is not in the order I'm reading it. I'm trying to go from little to high.
Okay.
Is it helping or should I go from high to low?
Usually when I'm discussing a hand, it's always, or you see people on tweet, it's always like, on Jack 7-7 deuce board, the villain did this.
Okay.
It's never 4-7, but I could be, again, it's a trivial.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we'll do it consistent from now on. Okay, so the board is jack of spades, 8 of spades, 4 of hearts. The turn is the jack of diamonds.
So jack, ace, 8-4.
Yeah, that would be much simpler. Okay. Jack, 8-4, 2 spades.
And you've got the, I was just going to say if the board pairs would increase the chances, I think that I would like my hand ace high is good.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good card for you, I think.
I think so too.
Unless he has a pair, which obviously decreases the chances of him folding if you decided to do a delayed c-bet here. But if he had a pair, I think he'd be leading out on that turn. So I don't know. What did the villain do?
He checks.
Yeah, I guess check behind. He should never be folding better in that spot. If for some reason he has a bigger ace.
Or any pair, right?
Or any pair, yeah. So if you're going to turn this hand into a bluff, I guess, which might be the best hand. Again, I'm always, like I said, everything I do is just fucking ass backwards. But I'm always just looking at this. It's like it's either give up or I really need to just take this pot down, which means bet the turn and bet big on the river.
Okay.
Try to get him off the better ace or the pair. Although that's probably crummy thinking, because again, if he has pocket nines right now, he should be feel super confident he's got the best hand.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought this was also a bet, and I check.
I think the check's fine.
You think the check's okay? Okay, all right. I thought I had the best hand at this point.
Right, but you're not going to get called by worse for him. Well, I guess there's still. He's got 9-10. There's a couple draws out there, perhaps, but
I would think he's probably betting 9-10 on the flop or the turn.
Yeah, the turn. Yeah, the flop. I don't know if he's leading out on it, but I think ace high is good a lot of the time, so I would just check behind here. But you really. Yeah, you betting, I don't know how much it accomplishes. I guess he's going to fold some better aces. He's going to fold ace 10.
Okay.
But he's not folding. He's not folding a draw, I don't think, especially you guys are pretty deep.
Yeah.
So there's implied odds for that. And like we both said, it'd just be hideous of him to fold any pair. So
yeah.
I like the check behind.
Okay. All right. That's what I do. I check behind. The pot is 584. And the river is an offsuit 6. So the final board is Jack 8-6-4 with the 6 coming on the river. And villain into a pot of 584. He bets 390.
Did the 5-7 really get there?
Yeah.
Or
that's what I'm wondering.
Or no, he had the.
No, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that 5-7 could have gotten there for the gut shot. Unless he's been slow playing a boat this whole time.
Yeah.
I think this is a call.
I would probably lean towards calling. Yeah, I mean,
It's on the bigger side though, which is a little confusing because into a 600 pot he bets, or almost a 600 pot he bets almost 400. I mean, if this was like a little, third pot bet or something, I think this would be like maybe a raise because maybe he's got a six. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know what to make of. You think if he had for some reason a real nutty hand, if he had a jack or a full house, like you said, he would be betting smaller just because you look so weak. You just is hoping to get just a few chips out of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, villain dependent.
Yeah.
I don't look at specific stats. I do just like an overall profile. If he's 22-17 with a 7% 3-bet, I'm like, okay, this is a guy who's going to put some chips in there to steal a pot. And if it's 18-12-4, yeah. I'm like he's betting for value here.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards the bet size kind of bothers me. You hate to if it was ace queen or ace king, I'd feel much happier with calling here.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem: is some of his bluffs could be good here.
Yeah, it could be like ace 10.
He could, yeah,
or
exactly.
ace 9, which both
right. So that's what I would worry about. But yeah, I'm leaning towards the call.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought too, and I folded. So I think I played that hand about as bad as I could have, pretty much every single way. But except for the raise pre-flop, I like that. But yeah, I think on the flop, I should have just fired. On the turn, I think the turn, that probably would have been a good bet as well. And then,
yeah, his bet size makes me think that there's just not a lot of strong hands in his range there.
Yeah. Now, is he betting a 6? Do you think he's betting a 6 for that amount? So, but see, the problem is I've checked the whole way, so it's like, what am I repping when I raise there? Am I repping like a slow played jack or?
You could have rivered a boat. I don't know, but yeah, if he had any pair and was trying to get value from it, I think you would bet the turn. Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like again, this is like one of my stupid rules though. If I see bet, I'm gotta get ready to bet again. I guess if you see bet that flop, it's easy to shut it down on the turn when the board pairs, because then he's just never folding a pair.
Yeah.
Like if on that
jack has just gone off.
Yeah, if on that board he you see bet and he calls, and then if any like 10 queen or king or anything else comes up, then you can barrel and get a lot of folds. But I think it's okay, Stevie.
Okay. Right on. Well, I felt like I was out of practice after not having played for a month. But it was good to take a month off of poker. I try to do that at least once a year, and it kind of put the fire back in me. You know what I mean? Like I was excited to play again, and it was cool. It was cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I had one 4th place finish, and then I bageled the rest. So it was a slightly losing day, but still not
right.
Terrible. So it was,
I love hearing about your days where you either win $11 or lose 13, and you're the wild ride that your bankroll takes.
Yes, it's very hectic.
So exciting, yeah.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, I meant to tell you about the circuit series in L.A. I don't know if you want to come down and play an event, or are you too busy?
I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. The test that I took with Montecito Fire Department, they took 500 applications and they're down to 15 now, and I'm still in the running. I've got an interview on the 12th, so I have to buy a suit. I got to go do that sometime this week. I actually have to prepare for the interview. I've prepared a little bit, but nowhere near where I need to be.
Good luck with that, Steve.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about the fire service again. It's going to be a different department, and
a suit and tie kind of interview, huh? They don't just look at your performance reviews from the other office and just pick the guys who are most most competent?
No, I'd be starting all over. My 14 years on with the Oxnard mean nothing. It'd be a brand new department. Some of my retirement time would transfer over, so that's good. But as far as, at least with the fire service, the police are very fortunate in that they can do what's called lateral over. Some fire departments offer that, but not very many. You got to go through a whole new academy,
Right. Okay.
shave your head, do the whole thing. You're starting all over. It's kind of like the military.
Right. Of course, you're going to be quitting in a year and a half anyway, so you really don't give a shit, I guess, is the bottom line here, right?
That's the bottom line, yeah. Yes.
Then why not just stay where you are for the higher wage and suck it up and hope you don't get fired in the next year and a half, or they don't lay you off? Or is there just such a high probability of that happening soon?
You know, there's such a high probability of us taking a huge pay cut that this is worth it. And they pay so well, and man, their department is just, it's different. Every day that I've been going to work, there's just stress there. Nobody's happy to be at work because everyone's stressed that we're going to be losing 30% of our pay. And when I went and visited the stations up there's none of that. All of them are like, yeah, we hit the lottery. This is like one of the best departments. I would never leave. It's awesome. Oprah's our neighbor. Ellen DeGeneres lives here. There's no, like just to go to training for something. Like, we don't even have a training budget. So they can't send us to training. If we want to go learn about something, hazardous materials class or anything, we have to pay for it out of our own pocket. That doesn't even exist over there. They can go, oh yeah, you want to learn about that? Sure. Here's the money. Here's we'll pay for your classes. Here's your hotel. I mean, right. It's just all covered. There's no, it's a very wealthy community, and it reflects on the fire department, and the result is you have guys that, are trained well and paid well. And I didn't realize how stressful it was working for a place that wasn't like that until I went up there and visited with the guys, and it was, yeah, I'm excited. We're down to 15. My buddy Joe and I, the one that I travel with every year, he's in the running too. So I think they're going to hire 3 out of 15, and we'll see what happens. I like my odds. If I can make it from 500 down to 15, I like my odds of 3 out of 15 a lot better than 15 out of 500. So
sure,
we'll see.
Yeah, well, Steve, I'll have to. Maybe I should become a fireman. Is it too late? Too late for a pickup artist?
No.
Post office is bad forever. No, I'm kidding. I can't do any.
No interest.
It's poker's an all or nothing. I'm all in, man.
You are. Yeah, you've made a hell of a run, though. I mean, look at where you were a year ago, and look at where you are now.
I'm poorer than I was a year ago.
Well, look at the success you had.
My mental and emotional health is taking a toll. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look at the success you had at the WSOP. Look at how you crushed it on the Merge Network. Now, I know you haven't seen all that money, but I mean, shit, you took a 5K bankroll and ran it up to like 50.
Yeah, something. I can't remember the
right. You're kicking ass on Bovada and winning. You've
no, I mean, I overall, I think I'll survive here.
Yeah,
but again, your rosy view of poker, I mean, is I don't mean to correct, but you've got a wife who's going to work, and you've managed your money well for years. But for me, I need to make $90,000-$100,000 a year playing poker. That's not easy. No, I mean, what percentage of the players out there can do that?
Not very many.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I like I said, I still think it long term. I think over the next 10 years, if I play 20,000 hours of poker in that time, I'll probably still have a good weight, $40 to $50 an hour.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't done the math, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. But it looks like I am a poker player now for the time being. So, but I have an asterisk next to that, which is keenly self-aware that I cannot be. That's kind of funny because I had a conversation with my mother, and she put it finally. I said, "Mom, I've kept meticulous records here if you want to see them. I say I make $40 an hour playing poker. I make more than I do playing the post office. When you take all the benefits and stuff out, yeah, the post office is better, but it's roughly congruent in terms of. She said the point is, are you going to be playing poker when you're 60 though?
Yeah.
Can you play 50 hours a week when you're online there? Isn't that kind of ridiculous at that age? I'm like, that's interesting when you put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the post office, I could still do at 60. I see a bunch of people and it wouldn't be a problem. And I know I'd have but again, that's no longer an option. So whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But long term, I'm not, this isn't like a self-pitying rant. This is just me laying out the pragmatics of the situation. I do need to come up with something else in life, I think.
You need a retirement plan, basically, is what you need.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be hard for a guy who just drops his wallet on the street and for the first time I actually all the different ways you save money. It's I think I told you this before. I've never cleaned anything in my life. I mean, I've had I hired a maid service when I was even when I was waiting tables or whatever.
Oh wow. I'm
just not going to clean and I can't figure out how to iron. I don't know how to iron a shirt. My mother's tried to teach me 6 different times. I seriously, I just can't concentrate. I start feeling anxiety when this and that. And there's just it just seems like a very complicated task. So on just those two things together, let's say even if that's just $100 a month over the last 25 years, that's like $37,000. You throw in the Barton magic of how to invest that, and that's probably a condo and a half for all I know. Just for those,
probably, yeah. With compounded interest, yeah.
So but it's hard to change your ways in this world, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, losing the wallet, you think would be a wake up call to value of money and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like,
I've lost my wallet a few times, but one thing I do is I never keep money in it. The money's always in another pocket. Like I have my money in one pocket, and then I have my wallet in the other one. So if I lose my wallet, there's no cash in it, and I got to make a shit ton of phone calls really quick so the credit cards don't get charged through the roof. But at least there's no money loss, I guess. Just really inconvenient, getting a new driver's license, getting, all that stuff.
This is why I wanted to talk about your pickup artist days, Steve. I wanted to move into the fantasy world here. Where I'm no longer worried about wallets and jobs and retirement plans and the fact that I'm just a fucking fuck up of all fuck ups.
Oh, no, that's not true. How was your time with your lady friend in Utah? What'd you guys do?
Nothing. Just stayed in the hotel for a couple days, pretty much. No, it was kind of interesting. Right? I had never met the girl before, and this is back in my youth when I was so handsome, Steve. I just walked on the street, and women are swooning, and now I have to jump on planes if I want to meet women. But anyways, interesting. Mormon gal. She's never had a drink in her life, never even stepped in a bar.
Wow,
kind of interesting. And she was married when she was 18, and now she's just in the process of getting divorced. And needed some male company.
How old is she?
36.
Oh, okay. Younger woman.
So we went to the little big, I forget, the big temple down in downtown Salt Lake City, where there's beautiful little light display and all that kind of stuff. It was cold though. And then I took her out, went shopping. I bought her a couple things. Bought her some nice stuff. She's real poor, single mom, and all sorts of struggling with that kind of shit. So it kind of felt nice to be generous, even though, again, I probably shouldn't be doing that. But, I like that. And a couple nice meals. But other than that, just kind of hung around the hotel a couple days.
Cool. Well, should we wrap it up?
So, yeah, Steve, you got to find us 1 year. Very nice work. And you got to find us some guests here coming up here. Get year number 2 off to a blazing start.
Yes, we will. We'll come back with a guest next week. And poker hypnosis. There is such a thing, and it does work. You can check out Elliot Rowe. We've had him on the podcast. Mike and I use his MP3 tapes, and you can use it too. You can click on the link in the show notes to get a free poker hypnosis tape. Listen to it the next time before you play, and you got nothing to lose. It's free. And if you like what you hear, head over to his site, pokermindcoach.com, and put in the code HUPOKER for Heads Up Poker, and you get 10% off. Thank you for tuning in, and here is your weekly motivational speech.
If you don't develop the courage to do that which has been given you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people or trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve. And other people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you'll give up on your dream. We go through life trying to seek security and not coming outside of our comfort zone, and we take most of our stuff with us to the grave. In life, you're either here today and you're gone today. And I'm saying that the fact that you're still here, that you're still breathing, you've got some more work, and you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. So when you get up in the morning, that you can look yourself in the face and say, hey, I'm living my life on my terms. See, if you don't decide to act on your dream, if you don't decide to make a decision to live your life, if you don't decide to step into your fears, if you don't decide to say yes to your life, it will never work for you. Many of us never realize our greatness because we become sidetracked by secondary activity. We spread ourselves too thin, don't know how to say no. And we find ourselves doing all kinds of things and never ever have time to do those things that we need to do to work on ourselves. And then there goes a second, there goes another second, there goes another second, and we can't stop and hold time. And before you know it, you wake up one day and you're behind in your dreams and your bills. Ask your question, how much time do you have left? How much time do you have left? Decide that you're going to take some time to work on you, that you deserve that from yourself, that your life deserves. It's very important. You owe that to yourself.